Hi everyone, it's Lottie from Cozy Paper Trails here, and I'm actually sat at a desk today. So I'm at my mum's house, which is where my art desk is kept. So I'm not sat on my floor by my rug, where I normally am sat for most of my videos. I'm actually sat at a desk, which is nice. So I can actually film from a better angle. And in today's video, I'm going to be testing out the Castle Art 72 set of watercolour pencils. And I'm going to be testing them out in one of the romantic country books. This is the first one, so I'm going to be testing out and just basing a page in this book, and we'll just see how they work. I got these recently, they were in my most recent haul video. I got them off Vinted for really cheap, so they are second hand, so some of them have been used but they're still in really good condition, and they've not been used that much. Annoyingly, I left my swatch sheet cards and like sheets of paper at home, so I don't have them with me, so I couldn't do a proper like swatch chart with them today. So I ended up just using this sketchbook and just swatching them out here and then activating them with water. And I don't know if it's just the paper or if it is the pencils, but you can still really see the lines underneath the activated watercolour pencil. So hopefully it's not going to be like that the whole time. It might just be the paper because this is like a cheap sketchbook, but I don't know. We'll have to test them out in a colouring book and see how we go. And the paper in Romantic Country's book is very smooth, and I struggled to work on this paper using just pencils, so I'm trying to use water mediums in this book to make it a little bit easier. And I've picked out a page. Let me just find the page, it's near the end. Where is it? Picked out this page that I'm going to do, which has just got a load of gardening tools, some flowers, and then all these leaves and stuff around the edge. And I thought it might be a good one to test out the pencils, because I can then add some pencil on top and hopefully give, like, you know, a lot more depth and add more detail. But I just thought, because there might be a variety of colours in this page, there'd be the greens, the browns, some bright colours for the flowers, and there's some larger areas as well. So I thought this page might be quite good to test out, and it's not one of my favourite pages, so if I mess it up, it won't be the end of the world. I'm just going to go with this swatch sheet for now, and then I'll swatch them properly another time when I've got the sheet with me, so I'll probably just do those at home in my spare time at some point. Okay, I'm not sure what to start with, whether I start with the flowers or do I start with maybe some light green for the grass and just start off with a big area maybe. I don't know if I'm going to film the whole process or if I'm just going to film a little bit here and there. I haven't decided yet, I'm just going to see where this video takes me. I think I might go for this green. I'm going to give it a sharpen. I used this sharpener, it's the Derwent Superpoint mini sharpener. I've got two of these. I've got one at my mum's, one here, because I use them all the time. I think the sharpener might need a new blade potentially or something, this one, because it's not sharpening like to a super sharp point. Go over all the grass in this one layer of this and then just see how it activates. And then with some coloured pencils on top, I can then add in, oh, I'm going to have to move this out the way, I can then add in some like grass detail and stuff, like some strokes of grass. But yeah, I just struggle to use like coloured pencils on their own in this book. Plus obviously basing speed things up a lot, so I'm kind of really enjoying basing things at the moment. Depends what the image is, like especially if there's ones like this which has some big spaces, I find it better to definitely base. I don't know how interesting this video will be to watch. I've not uploaded a video like this before. I've only done like tags and stuff. I've not actually like really filmed me colouring. So we'll see, but I'm just giving it a little try. I don't know whether to go to the base of the image or do I just sort of, like do I go to the base of the paper or do I just sort of do around this? I might just do this bit around here and not go right to the edge. I might just kind of colour around like this. I don't know whether to activate just this colour and see how it looks. I might do that first before I continue, so I know roughly what it's going to look like. So I'm going to do like that. So I'm just going to do it kind of like a circle. I'm not going to go to the edge because I feel like it's creating more work. I'm never a huge fan of colouring backgrounds. I usually like it when there's like a square around the edge or something, so I know where to finish. I don't like having to add in loads of extra like blank colour or whatever, I don't know. I prefer there to be like an end to the picture, if you know what I mean. Like a border or a circle, or I don't know. I mean, this isn't too bad because the picture does go, this one here, the picture does go straight to the edge, but this one doesn't. So I wouldn't know what to do with this space, it would just look a bit blank. But yeah, I think I'll try activating this first. The pencils go down nicely. They go down quite similarly to the Albrecht Dürers, I think, on this paper. But it would just be what they look like when they activate. I really hope I enjoy using these though, because I've got a whole set of them, whereas the Albrecht Dürer watercolour pencils, I've only got like 40 of them or something. I don't have a huge range of colours, so it would be good if I like these, because I've got a 72 set, which obviously gives me more range of colours. Okay, that's all the green, just maybe go over it a little bit more, saturate it slightly more. Hopefully it will look kind of, I know it's not going to look super smooth when I activate it because it is watercolour pencils, it doesn't go super smooth. Well, sometimes it does, it depends. Okay, so that's just a smooth base of green. So I've got some water here, let me just get a bit of kitchen towel to dab it on. I'm using this brush, which is one of the Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolour brushes. I quite often do use what they call the like brush pens that you put water in. I usually use those, but because I've got these here at my mum's, I'm using these. So I'm just going to activate this and see what it looks like. Already that actually looks a lot nicer than it did on the other paper. I think that looks nice. I'm just trying not to add too much water because I don't want to over crinkle the page. Yeah, it gives a really nice bright colour actually. It's a very bright green. I don't think I'm meant to do it quite this bright, but I can add pencil on top obviously to tone it down a little bit. I don't know what pencils I use on top, and potentially the Castle Arts pencils. Maybe I'll give them a try on this paper. So I've not tried using those ones on this paper. I've used Prismacolor and Polychromos. I don't think I've tried anything else pencil wise. Oh, I'm actually quite pleased with how this looks, to be honest. It looks very smooth. I like the result of that. It looks nice. Very bright, but it looks nice. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do next. Whether I do the leaves next, maybe. Okay, whether I can blend those two greens together, I don't know. I've got really dark green and a really light green. Whether I could do a dark green for the leaves and then do a bit of this at the tip, maybe, so that it sort of links in with this slightly. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it out. I'm gonna sharpen up this one because it is blunt. This is the shade Sap Green. The shade that I used before was Leaf Green. So I've sharpened that. That went to a sharp point, so I don't think it was my sharpener. I think maybe I just didn't try hard enough. I'm going to go do these leaves as well in this green, actually. And then I can darken them up. When I use pencils on top, I can sort of add some more shading. Ooh, I just put my arm in that wet bit, I don't want to smudge it. So I'm just going to flat colour these, and then I can add shading with pencils on top. These do actually go down really nicely on this paper though. I'm quite pleasantly surprised with how well they work. Oh, I hate when that happens, it scares the life out of me. and the nib of the pencil just suddenly snaps off and goes flying. Let's do all of the leaves on all these flowers just so the greens kind of look cohesive together. I'm still very much like just experimenting with watercolour mediums in colouring books. I've not done it very often. I do really love watercolours in general, even with my pet portraits and stuff that I do. I have been really enjoying using watercolour paints and stuff, so they're just fun to use. Got all these leaves here. I'm just going to go over them all with one layer of this. That's a good thing with basing, is you don't have to add too much shading and stuff, because you can just add that all in afterwards. I find, to be honest, I find the basing part the hardest, only because you have to choose the colours that you want to use, and choosing colours is one of the hardest parts of colouring for me. I'm always scared I'm gonna pick one wrong colour and then the whole page is ruined, which I have done many times. That's those ones done. I might activate those first and just see what this colour looks like. So I've got a smaller watercolour brush here, which is one of the Cotman ones again, is it? Oh no, it's not. This isn't a Cotman one. This is Dale Rowney. I don't want that one. I want this one. I want the Cotman one because I like these. I'm going to go in with some water, just activate these out. Yeah, I like that green actually. It's not too dark, so I can add in darker tones. This is actually, I think, the darkest green in this set, so it's not super dark. Oops, too much water. So I definitely need to deepen it up afterwards. But it gives a good base layer. It's probably a good thing for basing, it's not too dark, otherwise you can't add in your highlights. So far I'm impressed with these, to be honest. They go down very nicely, very smooth, a lot smoother than on that paper that I did the swatches on. So I'll see how they turn out when I do it on my actual normal swatch paper. I might do that this evening actually, if I feel like just swatching out some colours. I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I have to be in the mood to swatch out supplies because it takes so long. I might just feel like just colouring instead. I'll see how I feel. Nice, I like that. So what I'm going to do for these leaves, I think, I'm going to colour them in this green. And I don't have to colour super neat for basing. That's the good thing about it. And then I'm just going to leave the tip here and add a bit of this in the tip. I'm not sure what this is going to look like, so I might just activate this one first and just see, in case it looks horrendous. Start with this side, the lighter bit, and then go into the darker. Well, it might be alright. Well, that might look okay actually, because then it kind of links the two greens together. So I might continue with that. I don't need to necessarily show you all this on camera because it would get quite tedious to watch. So I'll probably... Oh no, I've just gone over the end of it. I was getting carried away talking. Where's my eraser? I got this that I like. Jeez, it's the Derwent electronic eraser. There we go. It's usually pretty good. Although it's not erased it completely, can still go over it with the colour I was supposed to use. I forgot to do the lighter tip. There we go. That's better. Okay, what I'm going to do, turn off the camera, finish all the leaves, and then I will come back to start the next bit, because I think it'd be quite boring if you just sit with me and colour all these leaves, because there are a lot of them. So yeah, I will be back when they are done. It might be today, it might be another day, but I'll see you then. Okay, so I've done all the green leaves at the top, and I'm thinking for these things here, I'm thinking sort of a purple, so I'm going to pick like the lightest purple that I've got. and then I can like deepen up that purple with pencils when I do that. So let's just have a little look, see what I've got. I'm trying to, because I haven't got like an actual swatch sheet at the moment, I'm thinking maybe this purple, which is the shade purple, very basic, or there's violet deep. I think this one is potentially a bit lighter, so I might go for this one, shade purple, or yeah, I think I'm going to go for that one. So yeah, that is what the leaves are looking like. I think they look very cool. They go a lot brighter once you do activate the watercolour. I'm just going to colour in these all one colour, and then obviously when I go in with pencils to add all the details, I can deepen them up and give them some depth. I've noticed some of these pencils feel a little bit more scratchy, so the darker green that I was using, sap green, feels a little bit more scratchy than the light green that I was using. Don't know why. And this one again feels more creamy, like the light green. So some of them do feel slightly different, which is a bit random, I don't know why. But then I also find that with the Castle Art Soft Touch pencils as well, they're like normal coloured pencils. I do find some of those actually feel a little bit scratchy, and then some of them are a lot more creamier. So maybe it's just something that they use in the formulation of their pencils, like certain pigments come out less creamy, I don't know. They still work fine because when you activate them they end up working the same. I don't know when this video will go up, I'm sort of just filming it as I'm doing it, so I'll probably film like doing the basing over the course of a few days and then just upload it whenever I get a chance to, I guess. I'm trying to not put pressure on myself, but at the same time I'm also trying to upload 2 days a week. I'm the kind of person that if I don't have a routine of uploading 2 days a week, so at the moment I'm uploading Wednesdays and Saturdays, if I don't have that routine then I'll end up just not uploading anything for ages. Like I feel like I thrive on a routine and having like set days to do things. Obviously if I miss a couple days, like I'm going on holiday at the end of June for a week, and there may be a week where I don't upload anything because I'm away and I don't want to have to like film loads of stuff in advance or whatever, because it's just pressure that I don't need. As this isn't a job, this is just a hobby, so there's just no point stressing myself out. So there may be a week then where I don't upload anything, but then when I come home I will try and get back onto schedule again. Okay, that was quick. It's really quick to base because all you need to do is just quickly scribble it down. You don't have to be super precise. Oh yeah, I did also add some green on these bits as well, so I'm just going to go over these with a little bit of water. I'm going to activate this purple. So you can see, I don't know how well it shows up on camera. Oh, I'm not even in frame, that was clever. I don't know if you can see that now, but it goes a lot more bright and bold when you add the water. It's a really nice purple. I really love purple flowers amongst green leaves in my colouring. Like I love the colour combination, I just think it looks really nice. I've got like the background here, I want to do blue in the background, like a really pale blue, but then I don't know whether to do green behind the leaves and then sort of fade it into blue in the middle, or do I just do blue behind the leaves so you can see the sky behind the leaves. I'm not sure what to do yet. I might leave that till the end, do the like, oops, water, base the rest of the image, like all the other elements first, and then come back to the background and do that at the end. That might be what I end up doing. Okay, one more left. I think that's it after that. And then I might choose another couple elements to do purple as well, just to tie it together. What should I do purple? I could do a couple of the pots purple maybe. Let's zoom you back out. I could do a couple of the pots purple, or this blanket I could do purple. That would work. I might do that. I might do the blanket purple and also the ribbon, like this ribbon bit around the hat. And then the blanket. The flowers on the blanket, they could be like a yellow or something maybe. I think yellow and purple goes well together. I don't want to introduce too many colours, but I think I'm going to add yellow, pink, and then the pale blue background, and then the rest would be like browns and neutral colours. Should I do one of the flowers purple maybe? Just to bring in a little bit more purple, I might do. Maybe these ones? I might do these ones purple as well. And then I can do some of them yellow and pink, and then I might do one of them a dark blue maybe, because I don't know, do I want to add in dark blue? I might just do the flowers and stuff and leave it for today. And then continue filming this video. Obviously I'll put it all into one video in the end, but I'll just film it in little bits when I get a chance. So I've got to go home. My husband's going to cook dinner. I've got a Tesco order to put away. And just those normal mundane jobs. I really like that purple. It's a really nice purple. I want like a bright pink, potentially. Or not actually, I'll do a paler pink, and then I can add a brighter pink later. So I might do, yeah, I'm going to do a really pale pink, and then I could add brighter pink on top when I add more colours using pencil. So I'm going to do these ones here, this pink, just because I feel like that seems right to me. If they're going to be this colour, what else could I do pink? What else could I do pink? I was thinking these ones to be pink as well, so I might do these ones pink and these ones pink, but I might do these a slightly darker pink, so they can be a more... use this pink instead, so they're going to be not as pale, they'll be a little bit brighter. I always tend to use these same colour combinations. I use pink, purple, light blue and yellow. They're always what I seem to go for. I need to like branch out a bit, but they're just the colours that I feel like I'm drawn to the most. There we go. And then I will do these ones yellow, these yellow, these. The boots I'm going to do yellow. I'm not sure about these ones, maybe a blue, like a darker blue. And then I can deepen them up a bit more with pencils on top. Just love how easy basing is. It doesn't take too long. I mean, the leaves took me quite a while, but the rest of it doesn't take too long at all. And then the yellow. Let's find a yellow. I'm going to use a bright yellow, lemon yellow. But these look like daffodils, so I knew they'd 100% be yellow. And then I was going to do these yellow, even though I've kind of gone over them slightly with the purple by accident. I haven't been too neat. And then these boots, I'm going to do these yellow. I always picture welly boots to be either red or yellow, don't know why. Even though I don't think I've ever owned a pair of red or yellow wellies in my life. don't actually own any wellies at the moment. I find them really uncomfortable, and I find your feet get really cold in them. I never really liked wearing wellies. Okay, let's activate all these bright bits. Start with the yellow ones. I've added too much water. Some tiny elements you don't necessarily need to base, but I'm just going to base absolutely everything in the watercolour pencils for this piece. There we go, and then I'm going to go in for the pink. Even like pages like this, you could just do it completely in watercolour, to be honest, but I always like adding more depth and shade in. But you could easily just use watercolour pencils for this whole piece and just base things and then leave it like that, and it would look really nice. That, and then these are light pink flowers. Blue is very bright actually, but I like it. And I'll probably add some like really deep blue into it as well, like some dark indigo, to give it some sort of depth. I like it. I'm actually really enjoying these pencils, so I think I'll definitely continue to use these pencils in this book as long as I can layer over the top okay with pencils. Then yeah, I'm very happy with these. Go, very bright yellow boots. I like that. I think I'm going to leave it here for now, let that dry, and then I'll come back next week and continue filming for this video, and I'll probably base all these elements and then move on to the background and see how that goes, but I'm liking it so far. So I'll see you when I next pick up the camera. Okay, it's now a different day, and I've actually since then done a proper swatchy of the Castle Art 72 set of watercolour pencils. I made it a bit of a mess, but this is like a proper swatch of them all. So I'll be using this as a reference instead now, instead of how I did it before, because I didn't have the paper with me. But this is what my swatch charts look like. And now we are going to work on some of these wood bits. I think I'm going to do next, because I kind of honestly know what colour wood is going to be. Okay, so I've got this kind of darker brown for some of them. I might use, a darker brown for some, and then maybe cinnamon or terracotta for some. Maybe cinnamon, and then some of them I'll do in this dark one, burnt umber, so it depends on which bit I'm doing. I just need to sharpen this pencil up. That is better, but now it is quite small, which is annoying. But anyway, I'm going to do cinnamon for these pots, I think. The main of the pots, so I can make them all like terracotta pots. I'll zoom in a bit more. Here we go, that's better. And I'm just going to do the pots all this colour, and then when I go in with pencil shading I can add in some depth. But I'm just going to make them basic terracotta pots. Obviously this shade is cinnamon, not terracotta, but then I can go in with the Castle Arts terracotta and maybe a darker brown to add some shading, which I think will end up looking quite nice. And then I can add some colourful accents in these patterny bits, which might look quite nice. It's annoying this shade's gone small, because this kind of brown, I know in my main Castle Arts kit set, the cinnamon and terracotta are the two colours I know I'm going to run out of really quickly, and you can't buy them open stock. So I don't know what I will do when they're gone. I'll have to supplement with some sort of polychromos or something. I'm really excited for the new polychromos to come out, but I don't know when I will get them, because I can't really afford to be buying stuff at the moment, but one day I will get them all. I'll probably just buy them individually, gradually, instead. of buying like the whole lot at once. These little details, I'm tempted to maybe not use watercolour pencils. I might just do those with actual coloured pencils after I've added the base instead, because I don't feel like they necessarily need a base. It's just like the bigger areas need a base to make it quicker. But the tiny little areas, they don't take long, so I might leave those blank and just do the main bits. And then that looks like a bucket, not a terracotta pot, so I might do that one grey instead. So let's find a grey. I'm going to use this one, Davy's Grey. And this one I think has been used quite a bit. I have recently uploaded more of a review video on these pencils as well on my art channel. So I will put a card on the screen now, and also I'll link it in the description below in case you want to check that out. But that's more of like a review video rather than a colouring video, but just in case you're interested. So that's those ones, and then the darker, these wood, I'm going to do a bit darker. I might do these pots also the same colour as these, so it sort of matches. I'm going to leave those bits blank, and I can do those, actually I'll go over it and I can just do those bits a bit of a darker brown. I just love how quick watercolour pencils are as a base. They just don't take very long. Like, this isn't taking long at all. That's that. And then I will also do this chair in this darker brown wood. And maybe the straw hat. I might find like a creamy kind of colour for the straw hat. There we go. And then if I activate all of this, actually no, before I activate, I'm just going to colour these pots. I'll just speed this bit up a bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to activate all these elements that I've done. So I've done the pots, the shelves, and these pots up here. I'm going to start by activating these pots here. What if you don't add enough water, it just goes a little bit streaky. I don't know when I'll actually do the pencil work, because this video is just going to be the base. And then I'll do the pencil work another time, but I don't know if it'll be this month, because honestly I've got a lot planned for this month. And I'm also going on holiday for a week at the end of June. So I don't know when this video is going up either, because I'm actually filming this video right at the end of May. But yeah, in June I'm going on holiday for the last week of June. So this video might be up just before I go away, I don't know. So I've got quite a few other videos planned, but so this video is just sort of like a video I filmed to go up at some point, but I don't know when it will be up. I'm trying to keep on top of things. When I go away, I want to have a video go up still while I'm away, so I'm going to try and just get a few videos filmed in advance to go up so that I keep uploading consistently. Okay, I'm just going to speed up the rest of me activating all of this. I'm just going to speed up bits that take ages. Okay, so I made a little bit of mess here. I've tried to dab it up and hopefully I can cover it up with the background and stuff like that. I haven't activated the grey on the bucket yet because I thought I could do that at the same time as some of the other bits. So I'm also going to do the tools grey as well. Not the handles, I can figure out another colour for the handles. But I'm going to do the actual tools grey. And do I do the watering can grey? I might, just so it matches. I'm dreading doing the background. It's gonna take me a long time. I'll probably pick the colours on camera, do it off camera, and then show you what it looks like. But I'm just, I feel like whenever I do backgrounds, I end up ruining my piece. Like, oh, I don't like doing backgrounds. If I can avoid doing a background, I will. But I feel like this page needs something in the background or it just will look a bit odd. So, yeah. Right, that's all the grey. So I'm going to activate the grey now. And then I'm going to find like a beigey colour for some of the other bits and bobs. I'm not sure what colour to do these, unless I do I do them as like clear jars, or do I make them a colour? I don't know yet. That's all of those bits, and let's pick out a creamy colour. I could use primrose yellow, that's quite cream, and then I can add shading on top. Oops, sorry, I'm not even showing you, I'm off camera here. Primrose yellow, this colour. I think I'm going to use for the basket, the hat, don't know what else, but I think I'm going to use that for those. This one, that needs a sharpen as well. Here we go. Try not to lean on any of the wet bits. That's the problem, like you should really maybe colour it all first and then activate it all at the same time. But I'm just doing it a weird way. So I have to just be careful not to smudge it everywhere. Okay, and then, let's see, this hat. Okay, got a few elements left. I could make these grey and they could be like metal containers maybe. Would that work? Do you get metal containers like that? I might do this seeds box in that dark brown. I hate like when you've got a page and it's just the last little bits you're kind of just trying to decide colours on, like last little elements. That's my worst. So pages that have like tons of little objects on it, really like, oh, because it's like, what colour do you've got to choose a colour for each tiny element. I mean, this isn't too bad, there's not too many elements here, but some pages, like for example Joanna Basford, Rooms of Wonder, I love that book, but there are just so many tiny objects that I don't know what to do with. I've just smudged a little bit onto this page with my hand, oops, but I'm sure I can cover that up. Okay, I don't know what colour to do the rest, this is stressing me out. Okay, I'm going to do the last few elements off camera and then I'll come back to you and show you what I've done, just because I feel like I'm going to take a while to decide. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to zoom you out so you can see the entire page. This is what it looks like so far. I decided to go for grey for these, and then the tool handles I decided to do sort of like a deep mulberry purple. So I didn't want to introduce another colour, but that kind of ties in with the purple, but it's like a different shade of purple, so I think that kind of works. And now it's just the background. I don't know whether to just do it all one colour, like this light blue colour, and then maybe when I use pencils I can deepen up the bits around the edge and make it lighter as we go into the middle. I feel like that could potentially work. Or I do blue up to here and then green behind the leaves, but then the leaves won't stand out. So I think I might just do the entire background in this shade here, and then go in afterwards with shading, which I won't do in this video, but I think I'm just going to do that. So I'm just going to shade quite lightly. I don't want to do a super bold blue. And I hope that's going to work. I'm just going to have to go for it and see if it works. And if it looks quite patchy, then I can just go in with pencil shading afterwards and sort of even it out a little bit, which I've done before, and it does work. Oh, I got a bit green there that I missed. I can't remember what green I used. Was it leaf green or was it leaf green light? I can't remember if it was this green. That works. So I'm just going to do a light coverage of this, not pressing too hard, but just covering the entire background. But I'm gonna kind of scoop it around here so it ends here, so this bit here will just be blank. I'm not going to include that part in the image, but yeah, I'll do this off camera and then I'll come back to you and show you the finished result. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It is wet. It's made the paper crinkle quite a lot, but I feel like it might flatten out. I do feel like for the background, it would definitely work better if I used watercolour paints rather than watercolour pencils for like big areas, but that's fine. For this video I was just using the watercolour pencils, and I've also realised I'm an idiot because I've done this background blue like the sky, but what are these shelves attached to? They're just floating. I should have created some like wall behind it or something, but this page is just going to stay like this now. They're just floating shelves, magical floating shelves. That will work. I just realised I haven't activated the bucket. I never actually did that, so let's just get that done quickly. Okay. So overall, I think these watercolour pencils work really well in this book, but for backgrounds I would definitely just use watercolour paints rather than the pencils, because I feel like it goes really patchy. I mean, I can probably go in with some pencils and even it all out, but I'm not going to do any of the pencil work in this video. This is just purely just testing out these watercolour pencils in this book. I can't remember if I said before, but this is the English version of Romantic Country, the first one. So yeah, I would recommend using watercolour pencils in this book, and I am really pleased with these Castle Arts ones as well, so I'm probably going to be getting a lot of use out of these. I hope you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed watching it. If you are still here at the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. It really helps my channel out and it means a lot to me that people enjoy my content. So please give the video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me, and I'll hopefully see you in my next one. Bye.